it going, everybody? We're going to be talking about Walmart today. Walmart is easily one of the most recognizable, if not the most recognizable household names in America right now. They have grown to be one of the largest corporations ever created. However, just because they've reached that pinnacle doesn't mean that they haven't compromised their moral integrity on the way. Walmart has been outsourcing their production of great value brand products for many, many years. They do that in Asian countries such as Bangladesh. Walmart also is horrible coming into your community. You might think it's one of the best things for you. However, low prices don't always equal a healthy economy around you. On top of all the outsourcing that they do, Walmart also pays their employees domestically a painfully low rate proportionate to the amount of work that they do. So they take on a lot of labor responsibility at their job, and they're only being paid around $10 an hour. Hopefully at the end of my speech, you'll understand why Walmart is one of the worst companies in America and the entire world. Walmart has been outsourcing their labor, as I said, for many, many years in terms of their great value brand products. This means cheap goods for consumers at home, but it also means that those goods have to be produced somewhere cheaply. In this case, it's places like Asian countries like Bangladesh and Cambodia. Reports have surfaced in these Asian countries that, based on the interviews of over 100 different employees, Walmart is painfully mistreating their employees. They've neglected to inspect for proper fire safety exits and electrical hazards. Their employees are currently working in extremely hazardous conditions, and they haven't taken any steps to combat that. They're forced to work in horrible conditions without any way to get out if something happens, and they're subject to lower wages and perhaps even death if they speak out about those lower wages, as was the case for a group of protesters in Cambodia protesting for an extra $20 a month. Walmart often enters a community offering the promise of low prices and high savings and extreme availability on a wide variety of products, but it comes at somewhat of a different price. When Walmart comes to town, it often means that a lot of the businesses around you that you've been getting things from for 15, 20, maybe even 50 years are going to go out of business, and that local economy is not going to be stimulated in the same way. Your mom and pop grocery store down the street is going to have a really hard time staying open when something like Walmart comes to town, because Walmart has such better prices. It's just kind of impossible to compete. From a consumer standpoint, it honestly just makes the most sense to shop at Walmart. So those mom and pop businesses are losing out, and their businesses are in turn closing. Not only is Walmart pushing businesses like that out, they're also pushing out companies that do things like oil changes and they sell tires, because Walmart can also do things like that on such a cheap and inexpensive scale that they can just go ahead and push out other businesses that do those same things. Walmart has an extremely long tradition of treating their domestic employees painfully as well. And if you see the $10 starting wage, you might think that that doesn't sound so bad, but what they don't tell you is everything that comes along with that job. While you're working for that $10 an hour, you have to go through training, and you can't even reach $10 an hour until you finish your training. You're hard stuck at $9 or even $8. And that training can go on for up to like 18 months on paper. So it's not really training, you're just making less money. Not only do they pay you poorly, many people have alleged that Walmart just downright doesn't take care of their employees, and they don't accept doctors' excuses as a reason not to show up to work. In one reported instance, a woman supposedly had a miscarriage, and when prompted to give her doctor's excuse, she tried but was turned down. Walmart just simply told her it wasn't good enough. So in fear for her job, she ended up going back to work, and she was still bleeding and still suffering from the fallout of that tragedy. Walmart seems intent on maintaining its corporate poker face and not giving their employees any of the sympathy that any human deserves. And in closing, I'd just like to point out that Walmart is not just a spinning cog of hate and deception. They do have good qualities. Those qualities are low prices for consumers, and that's nice. However, you can't account for all the external effects that it brings with it, such as the mom and pop companies going out of business that you've seen in your economy for about 50 years. That's going to be taken out of your local economy, and it's going to go right into the corporate one. If you're getting a shirt at Walmart for $10, This means that some 8-year-old in Bangladesh has to work for 12 hours with no fire escapes in a sweatshop to make it happen. It's just simply not worth it. Walmart is a greedy company. They are evil, and we need to stop them.
5-10-58.
You didn't show any of your other bullet points, was you supposed to?